Yes, hello. Who's there? Yeah, welcome to Chubby Show. Um, I seen Lee Wood. This is my Lee Wood look. Yeah. Um, I was in Manchester. It was horrendous. Horrendous. Yeah, let's have some comments, man. This is a ask me anything type scenario. So ask me anything. I got. I haven't, I haven't got anyone watching yet. So yeah, until then, we got to say, yes, yes, my boy K Alexander in the house, Mister Chibby evening sir too. It's great to see you because I was running out of things to say. Without further ado, retro goes first. No, second blood. Yes, yes, says Zach. Hello, hello, sir. It's great to see you, brother. It's great to see you, brother. I hope you're all right, man. I hope you're not as disappointed with boxing as much as I am, man. Huh? Some guy says Gabagool Tony. It's like Tony Soprano. I'm meant to look like Lee Wood. It's meant to be his perm, but whatever, man. What's going on, man? What's going on? Ask me some questions. Ask me some questions. Huh? Without further ado, it's my first on my screen. Let's do, mate. You got to be first, full stop, bro. Lee talks boxing. Lee talks oil drilling. My man. Let's go, Chip. But yeah, man, I'm not really in the mood for it, to be honest with you. I just thought I, you know, me fans deserved it. I had to do it for me fans because me fans have been asking for, doing a live and yeah, things have been difficult, but I'm here. I'm here. I'm for me fans. I'm here for me fans. I'm ready for some questions, blood. Yeah. You see Laura getting flowered by Wooden Gary Clint. I didn't see it, but I heard it the next day. They were like, yeah, people were like dumping flour on him above the hotel and shit like that. I guess it was some Lee Wood fans, and he got covered in flour. And I guess they were trying to intimidate him. I don't really think with a Mexican, you can be intimidated, but I don't know, man. For some reason, he didn't perform. He didn't perform. Thank you, brother. This may might be my dad should be like, thanks, bro. I apologize for not doing more for me fans. LD Phoenix. Hugkolie spreading back to business fights. You know what's funny about Hugkolie is like even when he was flawed, he was still grabbing Billum Smith's legs, trying to hug, even when he's like put on the floor. Yeah, it was pathetic, man. What a pathetic fucking fight. Um, Zach says, I'm actually Triple B, very disappointed in boxing. Yeah. I'm going to UFC. Started watching Nate Diaz's punching. Yeah. Yeah. I watched the, what's it called? Ultimate Fighter. And Ultimate Fighter, the original was like nuts, right? It was like, they get pissed, they get all kind of trouble, but it's like episode 31. It was all right, man. But, I don't know, man. I think if I give up boxing, I give up everything. My boy Leigh talks oil drilling. What do you think of Campbellend's Cinderella performance against a dangerous, tricky Southpaw who came to win? I mean, what? Camp Bellend is terrible. I've never seen anyone have so much. I mean, lack so much natural ability to get out of the way of punches. And he's got no power. I believe he's on the what's it called? I believe he's on the egg diet, and that will make him improve. But he's not going to go much further, man. He's not going to go much further. Oh, Triple R, Chill B says Triple R. You see, have you seen the 6-0 with 4 KOs? Leeds lightweight Eric Shun. He's got a good reach and will only keep growing. No, bro. I've never heard of him. I don't really like to spend too much time now following every single prospect. I don't even care about Terence Crawford. I don't care about him. It's got to be interesting names. It's got to be interesting fights. I'm sick of this shit in boxing, man. I don't want to follow it. No prospects until they get good. Lee says, UFC is just Batman's lying on each other, bums for. Yeah, it's quite creepy. I wouldn't want to be involved in a sport where someone's asshole could be lying on my nose and their balls. Yeah, it's not for the chippy. On the other hand, you know, it's about as close as you get to a real fight. But in reality, jiu-jitsu on the streets, whilst they can win fights, you'll generally get kicked in the fucking head, man, by the guy's pals. You want to stand up. You want to stand up in a fight. My boy, acoustic gymnast. How is the main man? Yeah, he's all right, man. The main man is okay. Huh? The main man is okay. I mean, I'm disappointing journey to Mac. Slim Jim Guy, thoughts on Josh Weeman Taylor against Teofimo Lopez? I kind of like Josh Taylor. He's quite based, except he turned up wearing women's clothes on his his stag do. But on the whole, yeah, he's quite based. I believe he will beat Lopez on points. Lopez seems uneasy mentally. And yeah, beat Lomachenko. That's an incredible win against an incredible fighter. But it seems to me that Taylor is one of those guys that, even though they don't look spectacular in any way, they will. They're good in every way. And yeah, I think Taylor will win on points. That's what I'm talking about. Zach, boxing is too much Corey business. Yeah, but there's Corey business in UFC as well. It's like, oh man, I'm sick of it. I saw Corey business at the weekend. I was sickened. You know, what the fuck is wrong with people? What the fuck is wrong with people? My boy Leigh. My favorite boxer is a prospect called Mo Lester, who has a 10-0 record with 9 KOs. I don't know anything about this guy, man. I will only start watching them when they go up a level. I'll have a look at it maybe, but it's not. I'm not going to get excited, right, until they start beating good people. Without further ado, did you get one of Greenblatt's dreads as a souvenir? Let me tell you about this, man. Greenblatt was there in the fights, obviously, right? And Chubby was sitting there going, "Oi, Greenblatt," and he knew. He knew, because I rinsed him out and shown him out. He knew what was going on, but he didn't turn around. And I mean, he turned around, but he didn't. And I had mates. I see everybody there. I had so many Irish fans, and he refused to sign every single person. He did no selfies. He did no signatures. You know, he's about the money. Look like John Wayne Gacy. I'm trying to look like Leigh Wood, but I can't get the, you know, no cap for real. No cap. My boy Dale Bacon, disappointing you. Get on the packet. Yeah, I was disappointed in myself, to be honest with you. Someone gave me a bit of yayo. I don't do that anymore. I haven't done it for years, but this Manchester guy goes, "You want to do some powder?" And I was like, before you know it, he's whipped it out in the packet, and I did it. Yeah, it's a bit weak, but you know, I thought I'd let myself go. I didn't want to be rude. I wanted to party. I didn't have. I mean, you know, whatever, man. The occasional bit of yayo is not too bad, man. Zach, you start to feel the shares out Triple B. I would lay off the apple pies, but we must build and drink beers. Yeah, the problem is I've got my drink on again. Now, I'd stopped getting my drink on for a bit. I was going to the gym. I was in good shape. But what the fuck? I don't know, man. I let it go. I'll get back on the right path. You feel me? Oh, you Nordic Warrior. Oh, my boy Nordic Warrior. I linked up with my boy Nordic Warrior in Manchester, which was fucking great. The highlight of the weekend, which was basically whack, is basically seeing how disgusting Manchester is. And it was £8 a pint. You know, it was £8 a pint in the MEN or whatever, the arena. But yeah, the highlight of my weekend was seeing my man's Nordic, plus, plus seeing Hugkolie get beaten. Oh, Nordic says, oh, without further ado, Mo Lester has to be a joke. I don't know, bro. I've never heard of him, blood. Nordic goes, it's hard to find a good block. I tried to do the best. I wanted, because it's all on the top here, but not really, it hasn't got a lot of volume on the side. But you know what? I tried, man. I tried. Yeah, I've been getting my drink on today, I'm afraid. So I don't know how fucking good I'm going to be on this. Oh. Zach says, you must start vaping like our cult leader. What, like Time Booth? Is it? Let me tell you, right? Time Booth is fun. He's original. He changed the banter game. But, you know, I don't agree with everything, if that makes sense. Some guy, clergy plant. Yeah, man. That's basically it, man. If you can see, you can see. As my boy Nordic says, Manchester was like a lost city filled with degeneracy and normies. Yeah, it really was. It really was. It was ugly. It was, you know, when you go, you see, if you went back in time, even 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and you've seen the future, and you went to Manchester today, you'd be like horrified, man. You'd be horrified, man. It was distasteful. It was ugly. It's full of bums, full of tattoos. I was in Manchester, says my boy Palmo Parade, for the first time in a couple of years for Joyce Parker. The state of the place was shocking. I totally agree. The tattoos, I mean, on people's heads, even nice girls, and you see them walking down the street going, oh, you'd be well dressed, modest, you know, you wouldn't be that kind of person. They got all these fucking stupid tattoos all over their bodies. I mean, I've got tattoos. I regret them. It was years ago, but I regret them, man. You know, I don't know what to say, man. And Nordic said, yeah, it's like every big cities or anywhere, because they've got access to internet, they've got access to TV. They've been destroyed, these places, and it's all about degeneracy, you know. I mean, you know, yeah. What are you gonna say, man? What are you gonna say? My boy Dale Baker, my boy, have a drink for me, mate. I'm very sober in July. I'll have a few. If I have a few, I start acting like I'm Sonny Liston. When I'm Chesney of Corey, not Corey. I don't know about Coronation Street, but yeah, I get it, man. I didn't drink for months. I started. I don't know when I've been poisoned with 5G because there's a mast outside my place. I don't know whether it's my smart meter on the electrics, but I started to lose all my energy, and then I started to drink. Why? I don't know, man. What's going on, man? It's not. It's when you're poisoning people with Wi-Fi poison, with what's it called, with prescription drugs, with chemicals in food. It's not a surprise that people go nuts, right? It's no surprise. Shit. I don't even like smoking, and I don't agree with it, but I'm doing it because it's partially self-defeating. There's a bit of self-hatred. It's also like, oh, man, I don't know, man. Who wants to live in this world, man? Who wants to live in this world? My boy Martin Smith. If Hatton is regarded as a Mancunian man, what the funny thing was, I seen Ricky Hatton. He was fat as fuck. You know, after he done the for the funds, he done an exhibition for Marco Antonio Barrera. And like I said, he didn't do badly, and it wasn't a bad fight. Although you notice in that fight, the ref, as soon as Marco started landing shots, the ref would call him back, whereas they let Ricky throw whatever shots he wanted. But yeah, I mean, he said he was going to stay slim and do other exhibitions, and he's become a fat, disgusting pig. He wasn't friendly with the fans either. He wasn't friendly with the fans. My boy Dale Baker says, "Have you watched The Water 2, mate?" No. I beg you, I watch it if you haven't. Can you remind me, like on a, like remind me on a comment or something that I can remember, because I won't remember this, man. Unfortunately, I've got my drink on. Yeah, man. Sean D goes, "Who you got in the way of Fulton?" Well, I think it's a hard fight for Fulton, right? And many they'll be like, "Oh, Inouye's never boxed a slick black boxer." I think it's an interesting fight. I would go for Inoue. But he may have difficulty, man. That's all I got to say. But I think Inoue, it's difficult because when these guys are protected in their hometown all the time, you know, how good are they going to be when they're taking out their comfort area? What do you guys think about Hugkolie? That's pathetic. I was listening to my boy Leigh because Leigh knows the truth. By the way, remember to follow Leigh Talks Boxing channel. In a way, it's suspicious. As soon as Sonny Edwards became world ranked and won a European title, he moved up. Is he ducking? I mean, who wouldn't duck a guy like Sonny Edwards, right? And Sonny, if you're watching this, man, go fuck yourself, man. Fuck your mother. Fuck your sister. Yeah, fuck your brother. In fact, no, don't fuck your brother. I respect your brother. Yeah, he knows you're wrong, and you know. How can you be such a hypocrite? How can you continually pretend you've got the best moral high position, when you took money from the wrong ends, man, and then stitched up poor Danny Flexen? He's a fucking pussy hole. Who is he fighting? Andres Campbell? I mean, come on, man. This guy ain't even area level. It's pathetic, man. Pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. I've got no more time for Sonny. I told you, right? Sonny. So you see, Sonny called me, right? And he got rinsed. And then he started messaging me on, and I thought, you know what? I'd give him a chance, man. If you offer olive branch and you show some kindness, maybe it's acceptable. And he was very sweet. And I thought, you know, I got Sonny wrong. So I deleted some of my old videos, and I got rinsed for it, by the way. But for what? So you can carry on stitching people up, thinking he's superior to everybody. He's a pussy hole, man. I've got no time for that. I'll decide whether I stitch him up proper, right? I will decide. Where's fucking Shane Bongos? I need my boy Shane Bongos to cash up Bengo G14 because I'm not getting no money. I'm not getting no money at the moment because of fat people, disgusting, porcine, pink, fat people. Yeah, fuck them, man. But, you know, I've got 17 funds. I think my highest has been 100 and something funds. But yeah, this is not the best, man. Anyway, keep on fucking giving me some questions, blood. Okay, some guy says should be just jealous of all that Dubai porta potty money. I mean, imagine getting shit on for money. You know, True Geordie, right? True Geordie has been exposed for saying he wants to be shat on. Yeah, he wants to be shat on. He wants someone to put a dildo in his asshole. I mean, how can you live your life like that, blood? But this guy's completely happy. He goes on and he'll make comments on people, yeah, whilst being asked to be shat on. Ah, my boy, Tinto Braspos. Yo, what's going on? I'm okay, bro. You know, I've been taking it easy, you know. I've been taking it easy. John Lodge, Chip B, what's your take on Wilder's mental rods in his hand? Yeah, I've heard this, right? So, Deontay Wilder, John Gay Wilder, got put some, he had some, what's called surgery in his hands, and he put a bunch of fucking metal rods in his hands. And you got to imagine, that's got to help you, right, when you're whacking someone. Did this make a difference to his boxing career? Obviously it did. To what extent, I don't know, man. I don't know. Triple R, you tried to look like Leigh Wood, but ended up like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know. I've never watched that movie, but you know, whatever, man. White wine, get yourself a nice single malt, Triple. Yeah, and I ain't got that much money at the minute. But you know, fucking alcohol's alcohol, blood. You've seen Philip Schofield is getting sent down for nonsense. This is a very interesting thing because I hang out on forums and places and chats where you can speak about what's really going on, and it's been known for years that Philip Schofield groomed a young man who became his apprentice, but he'd been grooming him since he was like fucking 10, and then he ended up. It's disgusting. I don't talk about it. He ended up like having a relationship with him, having sodomizing him, and and you know, in BBC hotel rooms, and I mean, you know, like nothing's happened, but I don't know, man. We'll see what comes out, man. You'll see what comes out, man. He's obviously a nonce. He's a wrong and fuck him. Leigh. Charlie Z beat Wilder by TQ when they fought. Wilder hit him when he's out. No joke though. Do you know, it's quite weird. You see the fight, and he might like listen. Charlie Z is mad, but you got to give him some respect. He was fighting these guys, right? Like Deontay Wilder, and Wilder, like, he put a glove on. It was the wrong way, and he's trying to hit him. And I mean, yeah, he couldn't stop him. Charlie Z is the GOAT. Some guy talking about my what's his name? Fucking Schofield. Yeah, definitely, man. Palmo says he'll get to spend more time with his brother because his brother got put down for noncery, right? But also, the other weird thing was like Philip Schofield admitted that his brother had said, you know, he came to tell me about the noncery and I did nothing. The entire BBC, the entire people who are in charge are nonces, you know, and it's hard to say, but that's the reality. We've seen it before with Jimmy Savile, and everyone ignored it. Oh, he's a lone wolf. Really? Everyone on the street before the internet knew he was a wrong'un, and they still let him off, man. My boy, am I dead yet? You're an early up. I just randomly did it, bro. I randomly did it. Leigh talks boxing. I like Wood, but Warrington beats him clearly, maybe even a stoppage. I think it's a good fight. I would lean towards Warrington. Hopefully it'll happen. Hopefully there's no rematch clause, no nonsense. But you know, it's a good British level fight. A good British level fight. Um, I would lean towards Warrington. Yeah, I would lean towards Warrington. Fury vs McKean. What thoughts? Says Sean D. Oh, blood clot. I mean, it's like Fury doesn't want to fight anyone decent. He just wants to make a lot of money from fighting bums like shit Zora. Okay, like Dillian Shay. Okay, McKean. I mean, come on, man. He's. I put him around number 30 in the world, and the heavyweights have never got much depth. Um, I mean, I don't think. Also, Australia's got like what 20 million people in it, but not that many of them are boxing fans. It's weird. I don't see it happening. And he talked about wanting to fight Jay Opataya. I mean, what the fuck is that about, man? Oh, hang on, mate. Am I dead yet? Someone told me today Cheryl Cole knew a partner when he was only 14. Is that true? I've never heard about this. I'm certain there's a lot of nonsense going on in the world and in TV. So, you know. Nordic. I think Warrington wins if he's motivated and in shape. Yeah, I agree. Great fight, though. It will be entertaining. It's a good level fight. To be real, it's a British level fight, though. It's not a world title fight. I mean, it's a real problem that world titles have been devalued, and it's been going on for years. It's not a surprise, but it will probably end up biting boxing in its ass, man. I can see it being a war while it lasts. Yet Warrington will try to voice the will of Wood, and Wood will have to use his power. Sanders gone great matchup. It is a great matchup. There's no doubt. Is it a real world title fight? That's the question, man. Zach says Coogan's planning a terrorist attack for next week. I I saw Coogan at the event. I was Coogan, respect. And you could see it in his eyes, man. I got a video of it too. He shit himself because he knew the chubby was there. But you know, Coogan, man. I would have no problem with Coogan if he hadn't stitched up his friend like he did. That's why I have a problem. That's why I have a problem, man. And he stitched up, what's his name? Ty Booth as well. Tyrone Marley. What's up, chubby? I'm okay, bro. You know what? In real life, stuff's going on. So I've been away from the channel for a bit. You know, it's okay, bro. It's not too dreadful, man. Ben Legs knows the big dominance about. It was funny, you know, because I was with some of the Irish fans, and it was supporting Dara Foley, and it was very interesting to see which people were available for like selfies or whatnot. Eddie Hearn was very available. Tony Bellew, very available, and he's been known for it. Frotch, not really. Ricky Hatton, even for his fans, he was not really ready. Even Campbellend Hatton, despite the fact he's a nobody, was not very available. It was with David Diamante, David Greenblatt was. He said, I seen him say to people, I'll be back in a minute. You can take a picture then. Yeah, he's full of shit, man. Yeah, fuck him, man. Nordic. My mate thought I had left the arena during the women fight. I was like, no, I had a conversation with Triple B. My man. Yeah, thank you. It was great to see you, man. I'm so good we managed to link up. No homo. You know, it was great to see you, brother. God bless you. Obviously, because it was during the women's fight, I knew you wouldn't be watching because who'd watch that dog shit? Like I said, I had a couple of Irish fans and they're piss takers. One of them asked for what's the name, Terry Harper for a photo, and she's like, "Oh, you're from Ireland? Oh, great. Oh, did you watch the Kate Taylor fight?" He goes, "No, I didn't." Fucking bum. Women's boxing is just a joke, man. Zach, can we get a sexy review from who you talking about? I ain't gonna talk about Coogan's kid if that's what you're about, man. But know it. Bellend is available because he wants to be left alone. Yeah, I remember when he said that, like, he wants to go back and be Anthony Bella, will be left alone. But he's been caught flashing Illuminati signs, and but he was just likable and approachable. So same guy goes, should have asked Eddie Hearn about his dad and his yeah, well, of course, got Eddie. Yeah. What was your fucking dad doing? Yeah. And Jeffrey Epstein's book on 5 different numbers. Yeah, absolutely, man. I didn't take my pitch with him, so yeah, of course. Or you could ask if you saw Ricky Hatton, you might ask him like, look, Ricky, if you found me in bed with your woman, would you would you tuck me in? Chubby, what do you think of Haina Vizalomi? I did a quick video on this. I believe Loma won the fight. It was close, and it depends on how you look at boxing scoring. The thing is about boxing scoring, it's flawed. So you can win 2 rounds just, and then the next guy wins 1 round clearly, and you're still in front. I thought Loma won, and if you look at Haney in the corner, he kind of knew it, and he went nuts when he got the decision. It's not. Is it robbery? No, but they clearly wanted Henny to win. Whatever, man. It's boxing, man. I'm not. It's not. It's not exactly a surprise, that it's corrupted. Yes, it's Liam Payne, Cheryl Cole going out with. Oh, he said on X Factor when she was just 14, and Cheryl Cole was a drug. Think she waited? No, I don't think she waited at all. Cheryl Cole's another one, right? Obviously, she's controlled by the people in charge, but they attacked her, didn't they, for saying an alleged racist words to a woman who was a cleaner or whatnot in the toilets. You remember that? I mean, it's just another part of their bullshit. And everyone who they back, so either humiliate or they make them say something controversial. This is bullshit, man. Anthony Lotto. Yes, brother. Good to see you. We need someone to replace Tyner's colleague. I don't know if I'm the man for that. You know what? I've been Tyne from back in the day. He was so original and different. Maybe now he's a bit bored. He's just doing lives and he's getting some criticism. I don't know, man. He could certainly become a massive character, but I don't know, bro. And it all depends on how much you can be bothered. TS Boxing, salute. Yes, salute, brother. It's great to see you, bro. My boy TS Boxing, I think, gave me my first super chat, which you can't do now, but you can do a cash app. Pound sign Bengo G14. Where's Shane Bongos, man? He loves to give me some love. Leigh talks all drilling. Ricky Hatton's ex Jennifer's lovely. She was with him for his. It's not this money. I mean, it's pathetic, right? Because she was like the hottest girl in the year or the year above, and then Ricky started to get famous. Now, obviously, Ricky's no fucking oil painting, and he couldn't attract a nice girl. And then when he got real big and famous, suddenly Jennifer comes out and he's like, yeah, we knew each other when we was young, and she lied about her age and all this bullshit, and she's sitting there crying melodramatically when he gets beaten up by Pacquiao. It's just another lie, man. It's fucking bullshit. Base shit. It was quite funny actually that time. I don't know if I can read this, blood. TS Boxing, close what you talking about. She'll be the king. Yes, Gainey won every round of my mower. Know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, there's a racial aspect to every fight. People think, oh, I don't care. Oh, I don't care what race you're, whatever. Look, everything matters. Everything matters. Huh? Where you're from, what race you are, what? It's just bullshit, man. My boy Simon Hill says, big up Triple B. According missus must love his cuddles. I mean, it was, I mean, he was still trying to grab Billum Smith's legs when he was falling over. I'm so glad I didn't watch that fight, bro. That's all I can say. Naughty. Imagine me wanting married to Ricky Hatton. Poor. I mean, I don't know what to think. Poor woman. Imagine having Ricky pump you. James B. Tie live later. I hope you see the cult on Chobita. Yeah, I go on a lot of times. What's called lives and stuff. They last so long though, but yeah, I like to show my face. He often represents the Chubby videos, and yeah, time got me into this game. Right before that, I never followed anyone. I just like watched random videos, but I didn't follow nobody. But yeah, time was the original. Uh, do I think the old times are better? Yeah, but everything changes, man. Everything's changed. The black skeleton, the white skeleton, aka skins. Sean D asks, "Oh, boxing question: could Prime Ricky Hatton beat Pacquiao? Man, no. But we got to understand that Pacquiao is a. I mean, I was actually a bit surprised how he dealt with Hatton and De La Hoya, but you got to understand he's been pumped onto the best PEDs that are available, and it's made him go from a light flyweight to a welterweight. Um, it makes so much difference, PEDs, so much difference, man. Back when black people are better at fighters or best athletes all around. Um, in some ways, yeah, maybe. In some sports, not all the sports, like they ain't good at chess, they ain't good at swimming, but whatever, man. I mean, like fucking leopards are better at running. Does that make them superior to humans? My boy Martin Smith. Did you see the O'Hara Davis? He's heard handbag set to. He looks like Davis for his Catterall. I got Catterall by usual UD fencing match. Catterall's a lot better than I thought, actually. I'm surprised he hasn't got a bigger following. It was quite funny, but it was also like watching the overseer talk down to his cotton picker. No racism, no disrespect, but you knew who the governor was, and that's Eddie Hearn, man. Fucking, I don't mind O'Hara, to be honest. I don't mind O'Hara, the Black Quitter. I thought he's gonna face. He's gonna face that. He's fight for a world title, right? I don't see him going that way, man. Oh, my boy Yakub. My boy Yakub. Great to see, bro. I'm sorry I didn't give no Instagram, preview, but it's great to see, man. I decided to go on live. Been getting my drink on. I'm tired. I'm sick with the world. I'm sick with boxing. Sometimes I think, where'd you go? Where'd you go? What's the future? Huh? What is that positive? I don't know. Sometimes I think, well, this is just the Lord's will, and we got to live with it. But it's disgusting going through it, man. Sorry. Yeah, I'm disappointed with the world. Anthony Lotto. Devon is a disgrace to the superior black race. I'll never lose to white boy age. Well, I mean, we know how the race argument goes. It's a bit one sided. And the reason is, right, because the agenda, they want to push a certain agenda. So if you're from a community, you can say something. If you're not, you can't say it. And you get cancelled. I don't really give a shit anymore about that, man. I just can't be arsed, man. Yeah, Leigh, going from light flyweight to super welter is insane. It's like Sonny Edwards beating Jermaine Charlo. You're talking about Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, it's just pathetic, man. Okay. His head, I meant to do a video on this. Firstly, he's admitted he's from a certain secret society. Secondly, his head has gone like 4 hat sizes bigger as he's moved up in weight. So it's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Some guy, Yakub, Dr. Yakub, the man who created white people. Yeah. It was Nation of Islam, right? Which was a black power movement. You know, what's his name? Malcolm X, all them people. And they said that there's a guy called Yakub who had a huge head. Yeah. Bigger than Leigh Wood's, like, perm. Bigger than Leigh was perm, and he was very clever, and they bullied him because he was a nerd. So he created white people in Patmos to create revenge, and apparently they got it. But yeah, it's kind of Yakub. I mean, I'm pleased Yakub live, because otherwise I'm only I'm 85% white, I'm 15% black. But the 85% white is happy that Yakub lived. Oh, my boy, Blue Collar Sports TV. He's got a channel too. My boy, Blue Collar Sports TV. So check him out. Long time no comment. Hope you're good. Yeah, I haven't posted. I'm okay, bro. I'm just disappointed at the state of the world. I mean, what do you want me to say, man? But yeah, it's great to see you here, man. My boy Cam. Should be sorry I'm late. That's all right, brother. I forgive you. My heart is huge. You would never think in this a heart so big could exist, but I forgive you, brother. Men are acting feminine these days. Fruity fuckers acting like women. Yeah, you're stating the obvious, bro. You're stating the obvious, and I don't know what's the answer, man. The answer is God has to rid the world of this sickness. Did you ever quit smoking, Chubby? I'm on day 2. Yeah, I didn't smoke for about 3 months. Yeah. I mean, that's not weed or that's nothing. Didn't smoke nothing. I was pure. I lived pure. But Cam, you're Tintin in the Congo. The Tintin in the Congo. I remember that when I was a youngster, right? Like 6. And it was fun to me, but apparently now it's in the adult section. It's put in the adult section because it's controversial, man. But yeah, you should read it. It's a good book. Yeah, what's who we're going on? The Blue Collar. He also recognizes that Yakub has put him into existence. Yakub was, he was an amazing scientist. He had a huge head with an enormous brain. I wish I could put a picture up, but yes, he's a very talented individual. TS Boxing Lot. Apparently, Dr. Yakub was a scientist and born exactly 666 years ago. Yeah, the 666 thing. That's not a surprise to me. That's not a surprise for you. Bagman, talking about my smoking. You only last 3 months and you start smoking. Yeah, I was a bit weak, but I was being attacked. You know, I went from being energetic, getting up at 6 a.m. to having all my energy sucked away by, I don't know what, like I've got a 5G tower really near where I live. I've also got a smart meter. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with that. I'd like to have done better, but it's almost like my soul got taken away. Steve Coleman hates Yakub. It's because Yakub got broken. So yeah, Yakub has got a lot to answer for. Yakub, I mean, fucking Deontay Wilder must hate Yakub. Hate him, man. Hate him, hate him, hate him. Anthony. Steve Cunningham was beaten by the racist xenophobe Fury. Yeah, Fury, I mean, I don't know what's happening with that, man. I think he wants to fight bums. He wants to fight bums. Does he want to give up on boxing? I just don't think he'd be asked anymore. It's weird to me. Weird to me, man. But we'll see. My boy, Boxing Classics HQ. Are you from Australia? I'll tell you what do you think Lara will fight at now? Super featherweight? Will he beat you small? No, he'll fight super featherweight. I don't care that much. It's almost like when you watch too much boxing, certain fighters, you're just like, whatever, man. I don't really care, man. You know, I don't care. It sounds weird, but I don't care what Terence Crawford does. And people go, oh, he's going to fight Errol Spence for the P for P. I honestly couldn't give a rat's ass. It's got to the point where I'm not going to follow every single fucking fighter. I have a good day out. What I need is to follow a fighter who has charisma, yeah, and who's interesting. I haven't got enough time. My boy Bagman goes, sorry, bro, it's not easy. I quit multiple times. Longest one is for 5 months. Well done. Eventually, I fell back to smoking joints and wasting time. Yeah, I gave up for years. I mean, 10 years. I maybe smoked the occasional joint, but I didn't like it. It's difficult. The problem is if you hang around other people as well that are indulging, it's difficult to step away from it. I think smoking is wrong. I think drugs is wrong. I think drink is wrong. But I get sucked into it. But I think I'm going to quit next week, yo. Blue collar. Smoking only kills the weak. We are strong. We are the people of Dr. Yakub. This Leigh is made by Dr. Yakub. Leigh. I remember Cunningham made a video on Fury's tamper gloves. I'm still waiting for his tutorial on how to tamper your gloves to thumb opponents out. Yeah, Cunningham was very a black. You see, no one will admit this. I don't even believe in the concept of racism because it's an abstract concept. Right? It's abstract concepts, and it's like other words like misogynist, like homophobic, and all that. They are invented to push an agenda. But yeah, Cunningham couldn't get over getting bashed out by a white guy. That's all it was. Same with Wilder. I mean, whatever. It's up to them. They can say that, by the way. I agree with. They should be able to say that. I don't like white people. I got no problem with that. Leigh talks boxing. Is a black Hebrew Israelite. Yeah, he is. They wear these weird clothes, and they say they're the original Israelites, the original ones of God's people, and I mean, whatever, man. I can't be bothered with this shit anymore. My boy Cam says you run out of wine glass. I ain't got no wine glass. I don't really drink that much, to be honest. Nordic Cunningham is Jake Paul. Jake Paul is another. I mean, will he beat Nate Diaz? I think he'll starch him, man. Wizardry TV. Chubby, have you ever read any of the Talmud? Yes. I think that is the basis for most degeneracy. Communism, Marxism, Zionism, all attempts to legitimize that chaos. Yes, I have read parts of it. you have to be careful, man, because you get cancelled. But you have to see where all these concepts start from and who's starting them. Like, as I said, uh, who's started to talk about sexism, racism, nationalism, homophobia, all this kind of stuff? Where does it get pushed, and why does it get pushed? Because usually most people just live normally and live their lives normally, you know. But transgenderism, I mean, yeah, I mean that's just insane, man. My boy Vernon says we was kangs. We was fucking kangs, motherfucker, until that piece of shit Yakub fucked things up. since since everyone hears about Black King, and we descended from the great giants, and I'm not saying nothing, blood. Cordina is Navarrete. I don't even know much about Navarrete, man. I can't follow everyone, man. And Cordina surprised me, but it's I don't sit here getting obsessed about Cordina, man. You know his real name is Joseph Samuel. It's not even Cordina. It's Joseph Samuel, which is weird, right? I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I mean, Yakubu, great movie. I mean, do people really like think it's real? I don't know, man. I don't know. Probably, but it's just so insane. With having said that, right? It's no more insane than what normal people are pushed on every fucking week through the mainstream media and told to believe it, and they will believe in it. If you think about the kind of stuff that people say now and will get angry about, get emotional about, compared to 10, 20, 30 years ago, it's insane because they've been manipulated and programmed. I don't, my heart sinks, yeah. My heart sinks. And I don't know what'll happen. I don't know what'll happen ultimately. Um, what do you got here? Anthony, who is Yakub? Brother, you need. You know how to use Google, right? Check Google out. He's got a huge head. His brain is so big, it's massive, and he invented the evil white people's because he was a nerd. He was a nerd, and none of the females would get with him because he was a nerd. He was like a spod. He would be in his books, and he got a bit bitter. He went to Patmos, and then he created the evil whites. So that's what happened. Yeah, like my boy Singer, Yakub was a black guy with a giant head. Yeah, that's right. Huge fucking head, like fucking Lee Wood, man. But Lee Wood is mostly perm. Yakub was genuine brain, man. Huge. I wish I could put it up, man. Check it out, man. You can check it out, man. But yeah, it's another one, in Patmos, it was in Patmos, which is actually a really interesting place because I think St. Paul was also imprisoned there. It's a place of importance, man. What's the time, man? I got zero cash app love, but I'll put up with it, man. My boy Martin Smith. In the words of the great Waco kid, blazing. When told, if you keep drinking like that, you're gonna die. Waco replies, "Oh, that's quite funny." But what's it called? Blazing Saddles, right? So, but that was what, in the 70s or 80s. But it was deliberately trying to make white people look like idiots, and black guy in it, the sheriff's. He's quite funny, man. But it was done by Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks. Check Mel Brooks early life section. You know, by the way, it's like the Matrix. Huh? Once you know, you don't even need to check the early life section. You get me? My boy, Blue Sports. Term political correctness first appeared in Marxist-Leninist vocabulary following the Russian Revolution, right? Then you can, when you convince society the lies, truth, society is no longer free. That's probably the best comment I've seen today, because it shows how easy it is to indoctrinate, to program people by using certain words. And for example, by changing language. Um, so suddenly you're like, oh no, this person is X, homophobe, racist, misogynist. You're evil, and it's just amazing the manipulation they got away with it. It's been so effective. I mean, I don't know what to say, brother. Intelligent people can see, but fucking hell, man. People who abide by and enforce political correctness are subhuman. They are weak. They are not. They're not objective. They're not able to think outside of their programmed space. Yeah, I mean, are they evil? Wouldn't say they're evil. I would say they're just idiots, man. Idiots, man. Boxing question. My boys, Julio Cesar Chavez was sick. Yeah, I was actually reading a book called Dark Trade by a guy called Donald McCrae. It's okay, man. It's a bit lame. But yeah, he was talking about Chavez fighting De La Homo. Um, Chavez was incredible. I didn't really understand his skills when I first came into boxing, because he wasn't that flashy. He didn't hit that hard, but later on I realized his effectiveness, his I hate using this phrase, but his boxing IQ. Um, but like anyone, you get taken down, you get old, you start doing too much yayo. My boy Sean D, did he pit Lara over Wood? I didn't see a single person go Wood. Yeah, I did pit Lara over Wood. I just thought at some stage he was just gonna catch Wood, because Wood's got this big. He holds his head up a bit high, and Lara on the pads, he was hitting so hard. I know there's all that nonsense about weight and all that, but yeah, I did think he would catch him. I genuinely did. So I will say Leigh did very well. Yeah, Leigh did very well, man. Nordic says I picked Leigh Wood v short. Yeah, so did Leigh Talks Boxing. Also picked Leigh Wood. You can't get everything wrong, right? I mean, I honestly thought that at some stage, even though he's crude, Lara would catch him on this big head and stop him. And I was wrong. And I'm glad to be proved wrong. You can't get everything wrong. I've done some very good predictions, for money as well. Like, what's the one? The best one is Rosansky knocking out the Cabbage Babbage in one round, 14-1. But I've done other ones like Joe Joyce beating Parker by stoppage. I even got the right round. I don't know what the exact odds were. But you get something wrong. You can't get everything right. It's impossible, man. So you could get 2-1 on Wood. On points, probably 3-1. He did a great job. I didn't see it. I thought he would get caught. But he didn't. So, did you think, my bagman? Do you think Conor was going to win? The other guy was a beast, double head. I thought it was 50-50 fight. I thought Conor in his hometown might edge it. Sorry, Conor might edge it on points. And listen, Conor's a really good boxer, but he is just a bit chinny. I mean, I don't think the other guy, who's the other guy? Lopez was that great, but he was aggressive. See, what you understand, like in Mexican fighters especially, right? People think, oh, Mexican fighters are great. No, they're not. Most of them is shit, right? It's like Nigel Benn said, the Mexican road sweepers, right? Because there's something like 120 million Mexicans, right? But most of them are rubbish. But the ones that reach the top are very good and tough. So I had a 50-50 fight. I thought at times Conor is a great boxer, but he can't take the punch, man. He can't take the power, the speed, the accuracy. That's a big question. Well, that's not a big question because he's a gender, bro. That's all it is. What was the better pisshead chance? Leigh Wood. He's one of our own. He's one. I hate pisshead chants, man. There's only one Frank Bruno walking along, singing a song before he gets knocked the fuck out by Mike Tyson. Yeah, I hate them pisshead. It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. Walking along, singing, walking in a Hatton Wonderland. Before he gets chinned by like fucking Pacquiao. Yeah, that's exactly how I see it, Leigh. Yeah, he's all right, but he will get overrated like that. Exactly, man. Um, like I said, Colin boxed very well, and he's got a beautiful style. He just, for whatever reason, he can't hold a punch, man. What do you want me to do, man? Oh boy, new can would fight a ridiculous lack of volume. Either Lara was injured or hijacked claws out of all energy. Give Wood credit, he still had not to fuck up the belt giveaway in front of him. I thought Lara's just not that good, but he can punch. Wood did the right thing, and that's all there is to it. Is there something to do with the rehydration cause blah blah? Maybe, I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but ultimately he made sure he didn't take any risks, and that's the way to win a fight. So. Some Yakub, he's one of our own. He's Dr. Yakub. I'm sorry, man. I find that shit funny. Dr. Yakub is one of our own. Oh, blood clot. I'm easily amused. Yeah, man. There's only one. Ricky Hatton. Do you know what I found weird, right? Like Campbellend Hatton is fighting in Manchester, the son of Ricky Hatton, who does it for the fans. And they wouldn't even put him on for the main event. It was very weird, and I didn't see any Campbellend Hatton fans at all. There's quite a few Crawler fans. His brother's fighting, I'll say. And he's quite likable. I saw Anthony Crawler taking pictures with people and, you know, being with the fans with his stupid haircut. But yeah, Campbellend, this is one of the reasons I dislike Campbellend. It's the hype. And you remember, right? Campbellend Hatton. His warm-up fight was Dimitri Bivol, who beat Alvarez. You imagine that? How ridiculous that is. And you remember there was Adam Smith going, the hairs on the back of your head are standing up. It's just like his father, Ricky, isn't it, Matthew? And it's like, they pushed him so much, but it's more than that. You know, I don't blame the kid, but it's the fact that he believes it. He walks around arrogantly. He talks arrogantly. When he lost that fight against Sonny Martinez, he was like, "Oh, it was close, but I won it." No, he actually said excuse me. He said he won 5 rounds out of 6. I mean, for fuck's sake. Bagman, there's only one Dr. Yakub. I'm easily fucking amused, blood. Leigh says, I always like Ricky Hatton's Blooming intros. Good song. When Campbell does it, it's cringe. Yeah, it's just like it's difficult, right? You on the one hand, you think, well, it's difficult. You're finding your followers' footsteps, but the amount of this guy would be fighting in a local, right, rubbish pro promotion if his name wasn't Hatton, um, and if he had some humbleness in him, but he actually thinks he's good. He's fucking shit, man. The late genius Rich Parker wrote a script. It was due to play the sheriff, but freebasing got. Oh, you're talking about Blazing Saddles, yeah. Prior. Prior. I never think of these people geniuses. They're just picked, right? If you're going to pub, you go in a pub and drink. In every pub there's some funny man who's as funny as any prick they got on TV, but they just select you. I thought it was quite funny, prior, but Gene Wilder, they're not that good. They just could be the average man in your pub, but they're selected to push the agenda. My boy, some guy's still talking about Yakub. Before Yakub, black people meant Earth a utopia with no violence. Not, yeah, that's what I understand. Sean D, talk about boxing, favorite fight ever. The problem is you often forget fights, and you got to weigh up how much they meant to you at the time or how good they were. I mean, when I was young, Nigel Benn, Watson, was incredible to me. Nigel Benn, McClellan was super, especially the result. Ben Eubank, there was some good fights around that era. But for me, the most satisfying is Andy Ruiz, Gay J, the first fight, because I was just listen. It can't get any funnier. I remember people were saying to me, like, Chubby, look at this fat idiot. He hasn't got a chance. I said, no. He's got more of a chance than you think. He's a better natural boxer. He's in form. He's looking good on the pads, whereas Gage is not. And he, I didn't expect him to win, but I put money on it because all the odds were crazy. And to see Ruiz, and he got put over in round 3, flatten the enormous muscular Gage was one of the best things I've ever seen. So I'll go for Gage, Andy Ruiz won. My boy Cannon goes, who's Dr. Yaku? I'm late to the party. He's just got a huge brain, brother. Just check him out, man. I'm sure you know how to use Google, blood. New car. Sorry. Campbellend reminds me of the young flashbang version of Austin Powers, an awkward eunuch version of the real thing. I don't know what we're talking about. Bro, I never watched that film, bro. Leigh. My favorite fights that come to mind are Hatton vs. Colazzo. Really? Bradley vs. Provodnikov, McLean vs. Moore. McLean vs. Moore was a super fight. Throwing Wood vs. Lara too. Really? I'm interested to know why you choose those fights. Tell me why you choose those fights, man. Campbellend Hatton is what you'd get if you had a Sea Monkeys version of Ricky Hatton for the funds. Put the powder in water for 36 hours to get your Ricky Hatton. Yeah, it's embarrassing, man. I wouldn't. Right, let me be straight here. I'm not a bully. Yeah, I wouldn't deliberately be a hater. But the problem is, number one, how much promotions, Sky, people have pushed Campbellend Hatton and now DAZN, but also the fact he showed no humility. and no one likes getting fed a pig in a poke, which is what we are. So it's his arrogance I don't like, man. Canon Botha vs Dubois. Francis Botha, Francois Botha vs Dubois. I think Botha would use the Afrikaner, power, the strength to beat Dubum. Dubum is Dubum. Dubum is a bum. And that's all there is to it. Well, I can't say any more. Ain't I dead yet? How dare you say some woman's fight is like your favorite chubby? You sexist. It's important for me to say how bad women's boxing is. On the other hand, it doesn't mean that you don't get the occasional fight that's actually quite exciting, back and forth. They rarely stop each other, but but the point is, the problem is when you're trying to sell dog shit as gold, you've got a problem. If you sold it as dog shit, you're like, this is dog shit, but it's good dog shit. You might be like, fair enough, I'll watch it. If you sell, this dog shit is gold, nah, that's not good, man. That's not good. So, box size Ben would be even more insufferable now. One he's full of it. Funny enough, I saw him in the fight, and I said to him, "Hey, Ben Davison, I love your beautiful hair," but he's balding. He's balding really badly, and he's gutted about his hair. All right, Leigh, let's your answer. Colosso Hatton for great back and forth, good technical war, Provonico Bradley, yeah, that's fine. Woodfield's died because I wanted to see the spit lose. Yeah, but I get it. I just don't think they would have the most exciting fight, man. My boy Vernon. Everyone make sure you have legit plans Saturday night, 1st July. As it stands, there's no men's boxing and just 2 female fights. Oh, man. Isn't the Sonny Edwards fight? There's like a 3 world champions fighting on the same fucking bill. And 2 of them are women and one of them is Sonny Edwards. Can you imagine anything as pathetic as that, man? I know you're being sarcastic, and so you should be. but in terms of back and forth and drama, it wasn't bad. But that's not the point. The point is the quality was so poor. Like, I see, area fights. I see amateur fights that are better than that, but they're not on fucking DAZN earning millions. That's the real problem. Louis, Conor Benn is the most irritating fight at the moment. I can't wait to see him get smashed. He doesn't do himself any favors, but the reality is he the only one juicing? Of course he's not, man. He just got caught. So whatever, man. New kit. Of all the degenerate things the elites push, women's football could be the worst. Well, actually, I think there's way worse, But in terms of sport, yeah, I mean, like I said, like the women's team, the national team, the Australian national team got whopped 7-0 or something by 15 under 15-year-old local teams that were boys. The whole thing's a farce, man. How can you take that shit seriously? I mean, at least be honest. I don't mind if you want to show some of it and watch it, but at least be honest. Don't pretend. I remember in the 2012 Olympics, there was people saying, "Oh, Nicola Adams here, she's better than some of the men here." I'm just thinking, you fucking high, man. Any man around the way would destroy this black lesbian. I can't talk that, but yeah. Exactly right, man. Yeah, I quite like these random boxing questions. Name a fight, Triple B. Name a fight you enjoyed watching over again. Yeah, I mean, amazingly, right? Even though boxing is disappointing, uh, and they're not making the best fights, there's still been some super fights recently. So name a fight I've enjoyed watching again and again. Usyk, Joshua, the first one probably. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. Either one of them are great. Um, you know, Ruiz, Ruiz Gage, the first one was one of the best. Going back in the day, um, I quite like to watch a bit of Nazim, the Prince. There was only one Prince, even though he wasn't as good as he thought. But Prince Prince Naz in the early the pre world titles, or even against Steve Robinson. Uh, what else? What else? Like I said, Eubank, Ben, Watson, all them fights was super. Yeah, I think that's enough. I watched occasionally. I watch some old. Do you know what's the most interesting? When you watch, there's a guy called Rich talks. No, Rich talks boxing. Rich, the boxing historian, right? And he does a bunch of old fights and old fighters, and they're very interesting, man. And he does a very good job of editing. Yeah, so watch some of his stuff. It's not bad, man. JV's wife was good. That was okay, man. It wasn't like spectacular. Um, but what I did notice, I was thinking about this the other day, right? When did holding become such a big part of boxing, right? And so I watched a bunch of fights in the 70s and 80s, and they're very clean. You know, there's not there's inside work, but there's no real holding. And then I was trying to think, when did it start? And then I watched Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, and Holyfield is dirty as fuck. This dirty, so dirty, and he'll throw a couple of shots and come in with his fucking big bald head like that. And then maybe a couple of Lennox Lewis fights. I think in the mid-90s was when holding became completely accepted. Before then, it wasn't accepted. Firstly, you were a warrior. Secondly, yeah, you would get the ref would go, stop, no, stop holding, and then suddenly it became really acceptable. Even like Tyson Fury, Wilder, all these fights, they're holding, and it made boxing worse. It made boxing worse. Like, watch some 80s fights. Yeah. Hagler, Leonard, this kind of stuff. You don't see much holding, man. Watch Tyson fight. They don't grab him until Holyfield Tyson. Holyfield was, in my opinion, the first guy who really took that grabbing thing. He would throw a couple of shots and put his head in and grab. It's a disgusting tactic. The black hugger. Yeah. The thing is about Holyfield, everyone, right, on the one hand, he had a lot of guts. He moved up in weight. He was tough, but he was a cheater. He was one of the most obvious PED abusers. And he was one of the dirtiest fighters I've ever seen, putting his head in all the time, again and again and again. And he never gets pulled up on it, Anthony Holly Royce was the worst PD boxer in boxing. Yeah, he was. His head changed shape. I was once behind door, and I was talking about boxing because this is before the Julius Francis Tyson fight, and my man is like going, "What's going on with Holyfield's head? His head has changed shape." He thought at the time he's taken so many punches that his head has changed shape, but and I laughed it off. But now I realize, no, it's HGH, man. It's HGH, bro. He was one of the dirtiest cheaters of all time. And also, like, I'm a Christian. He's meant to be Christian. But he had, like, all these kids by different women, and he's full of shit, man. Mickey Theo. Dave Boy Green, the Fen Tiger, was a useful little British fighter. Random, but yeah, he was a nice little fighter. I like Boy Green. I like Tony Simpson. You know, tough guys. What's the other guy? John H. Stracey. Well, he wasn't really a puncher, but you know, I do think steroids were injected into American fights a lot earlier, and none of the other fighters had them around the world except American fighters. Holding start because Muhammad Ali was George Foreman. Interesting. And he might not have survived Foreman's power if he didn't hold in that fight, helped him to wear Foreman down. Right. The thing is about Foreman Ali, I genuinely believe that Foreman, okay, they're desperate for an Ali win. Right. Foreman was kept in Congo or Zaire or whatever. They didn't let him leave. He hated it there. Right. By the way, the ropes were definitely loose, so Ali could lie back like that. Was he poisoned? I think there's a good possibility, yeah. There's too much money. It's not the first time, right? Go and look at Tim Anderson vs. Mark Gastineau too. Go and look at Aaron Pryor vs. Alexis Arguello. When there's that much at stake, why would it be unlikely that someone could be poisoned, man? That's right. He did. He's a hypocrite, you know. None of us are perfect, but you know. Right. I'm gonna, what's time? All right. I'm gonna stay to 1:30. No one's giving me any of that cash out love. This is when we need Shane Bongo. Yeah, I ain't got none of that love. But that's okay, man. I don't do this for the money. I do this for the love, for me funds. But, you know, money helps, right? Mickey, is Sonny still grassing? He ran out of Wallingham Estate Court. Right. Absolutely. His family will run out of Wallingham Estate in Croydon. I've had about 5 people tell me this. Is he still grassing? Of course he is. Right? Look at how he loves it. He stitches up. He tries to stitch up. What's his name? Danny Flexen. Yeah, I mean he's one on grass. He's a scumbag. Jacques Dandier, hello. Thoughts on Hugkolie, the secret serial grabber? He's pathetic. I'm glad. Unfortunately, I think there is a rematch clause, but yeah, I mean, he was even when he got knocked down, he was trying to grab Bill and Smith down the legs. I'm just glad to see the fact he lost his, his what's it called? He lost the fight, lost the championship. Cyrus, you need that Hex Toys doll. Yeah, I don't think Hex. That'd be nice, man. But the thing is, right? This is how disgusting YouTube is, right? Whatever you get, they take 30%, right? So every time Hex Toys he's giving Tan like 500 quid. Tan will only get 350 out of it, and the rest goes to YouTube. It's fucking insane, man. Imagine that, man. Sonny is Yakub's worst Christian, yeah. Yeah, and he's coming back to do some oil drilling. That's right. Sonny. Anyone that's crypto scammers to support the channel. off. I don't take it. No, I don't want to rip people off. That's bullshit, man. I just like the fact. I just like to YouTube to be reasonable. Yeah, to not steal 30% of a man's cash money. And 10% would be too much. But I'd take it. But 30% blood clot. It's a fucking joke, man. It's a fucking joke. Right. I'm going to finish in 5 minutes. Yeah. Sonny lied about Danny Flexen because people are like going, as I said, I've done videos on this, and people are like saying, oh, you know, Sonny was like, oh, he's been chatting up my girl, my sister. And people were going, is she underage? And he didn't answer, which is an implication. It's a very cowardly implication. Yeah, she is, but she wasn't. She's 36, and she's fat. She's a pig, right? She should be glad of Danny Flexen. And then, right, and like I said, you know, he tried to put up the conversation, but he skimmed past all this conversation. And I paused it, and I went back on the conversation, and they're just having a normal conversation. What food do you like? I like jerk chicken. You know, it's a disgusting bit of work. The only reason he went for Danny Flexen is because Danny Flexen had admitted that he's not really, him and Sonny don't get on, but me and Charlie do. Now, Sonny is very bitter against his own brother, which is, you got to be suspicious of anyone like that, right? So, you know, he went for Danny Flexen with poor Danny. He's got a kid. He's got to put food on the table. He done nothing wrong. All he done was chirps up a bird, a fat bird, yeah, a fucking pig. And, you know, Sonny made him sound like a nonce, and he made him sound like a wrong one, and he done nothing wrong. I'm disgusted. Fuck that pussy hole. Oh, this is issue. Jacques Dondier. Where's Michael? Emperor Michael. Disappeared again. Is he back in Eritrea? He would like to kill Gollum Sonny for sure. He will kill Gollum Sonny, but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Maybe he's having other thoughts about what the future is. You know, I haven't seen him pulse for a bit. I like Emperor Michael. I've said it many times, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. What does he want? What does he want to do? I don't know, man. He said he wanted to fight some YouTubers, but I think it's pie in the sky, to be honest with you. Mickey Theo, fat birdies, but well, I mean, you got to call a spade, bro. You know, like, not being funny, but if my sister was like that, I'd be happy that she was 36, right? And she's fat like that. I'd be happy that some bloke, if you wanted to take her out. Danny Flexus, you know, he's a reasonable looking guy. You know, he's got a job. I'd be very happy that someone like that would want to take my sister out. You know, I wouldn't be like fucking stitching him up. He's a pussy. Right. We got two more minutes. I've had zero cash out. I'm very disappointed with my boy. I'm only joking, man. But yeah. Do you reckon his fat sister's a single desperate moment? Yeah, obviously. You know. By the way, I'm not hating, man. We've all got a position. It's not great. I'm not hating on that. What happens. Apparently she's a carer. So, but that's not the problem. The problem is trying to make out like Flexen had was coming on to an underage girl. Danny Flexen must have been drunk. Well, yeah. That's why we went in the club. But that's another obvious, right? That's another obvious fakeness by Sonny Edwards. He got her phone. He must have deleted messages, right? Because if you look at the messages, yeah, they're chatting. It's like an interaction. It's not like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. Why are you talking to me? Why are you texting me? Nothing like that. It's like, oh yeah, I quite like jerk chicken. Da, da, da. Yeah, oh, my food is this. Oh, and then um, out of the blue, allegedly, Danny Flexen goes in the club. That is bullshit. That's an answer to a question. The question would be from Sonny Edwards' sister. Oh, what are you up to tonight? I'm in the club. That's exactly what happened. But Sonny Edwards deleted that message from her to make it look like he randomly said it in the club. He's a piece of shit, man. I mean, I don't think he's his son, but he probably has similar. He probably has similar urges. Let's just say that. My boy Andy goes, I sent a couple of quid. All right, let's have a look at here. Bro, I love it all. I don't. I haven't got it yet, but if it happens, man, I love it. I love it, man. No homo. I don't really do it for money. I mean, it'd be nice to have a bit of the money from the bullshit, from the fact that I bring all these people to like YouTube, but it's not about the money. It's about love. All right, we'll close it. Jacques Darlin, news from Ripton, no, because he knows he's in trouble because he put fake details onto Max Jenkins, who put them onto Sonny Edwards, who fucked up. You can find the talk, by the way. Who's the biggest cougar, Demi Moore or Cheryl Cole? I suppose Demi Moore is older, right? So I'll go for that, man. Kotovi's Mosley people. That's pretty random. I don't know, man. Mosley, I'd go. Fat porcine Batman so about yeah, he's a piece of shit, man. My boy, fuck you, goes, just sent you US dollars. Thank you, brother. I'm waiting for it to come out. It hasn't happened, but I'm one way or the other. If you did or if you tried, I appreciate it, brother. Much love. No homo. But yeah, I've got the best fans in the world. Much better than a fucking Ricky Hatton. Fuck Ricky Hatton. All right, guys, I'm gonna close it up. Okay, it's good to see me, fans. I missed you. No homo. I hope you do more videos next week, right? I hope you be remonetized. Um, take care of yourselves. Stay away from wrong ends. Increase the peace.